It is no longer considered unusual for people to go on vacation alone, and solo cruising is not just for widowers or people who are not in committed relationships. Indeed, cruising is one of the best vacation options for those looking to travel alone, as it provides untethered relaxation, an upbeat atmosphere, and a built-in ship of companions. However, as with planning any vacation, there are unique things to keep in mind when cruising alone. Do not worry, we have got you covered with our expert tips and tricks for cruising alone, which we will get to in a moment. Hi there, I am Parth from Wanderlust Experiences, here to assist you in organizing the ideal cruise itinerary for your round-the-world voyage. Now, if you're thinking about going on a cruise by yourself, there are a number of factors to think about, including room rate increases, social gymnastics, port safety, and dinner seating. We put together this comprehensive reference to solo cruising to help you choose the perfect trip for your next vacation, whether you are an experienced sailor or have never set sail before. To choose a cruise line. Choosing the right cruise line is the first step in planning a cruise for one. It is conceivable you have sailed with the same company for years and are very familiar with it. But whether this is your first cruise or you are traveling solo, it is crucial to find a cabin that suits your needs. Recognize the numbers. When planning a cruise vacation, it is important to think about the average age of passengers. Customers on luxury cruise lines tend to be older because of the higher ticket prices. Luxury cruise lines like Emerald Yacht Cruises are popular among middle-aged and older couples. On the other hand, budget-friendly cruise lines like Carnival make cruises more accessible to the younger demographic. Are you seeking a raucous good time with the 20-something set? Pick the best route. Time of year and duration of trip also play a role in shaping passenger demographics. When school begins in the fall, or right before and after winter and spring breaks, there are typically fewer children and families out and about. Older, more financially secure couples, such as those in retirement, will appreciate longer, more exotic trips. Those that choose an adult-only cruise line will not have to worry about entertaining children. Adults may enjoy a wide variety of activities on trips like Viking ocean trips and Virgin voyages. Adult couples with a general interest in the destination are more likely to be spotted on a Viking cruise, whereas the 18-plus crowd looking for a wild time is more likely to board a Virgin cruise. If you have never done something like this before, it is in your best interest to consult with a travel agent about your potential shipmates before making a final decision. Choose the appropriate vessel. Another factor to think about is how comfortable you are around large groups of people. Some lone cruisers may feel uncomfortable in a room full of strangers. For a successful solo cruise, pick a ship that caters to your preferred degree of comfort. If you would want to travel with a smaller group and make new friends while at sea, a river trip, an expedition ship, or a small ship cruise might be the best option for you. For lone cruisers who do not want to be the center of attention or get lost in a crowd of couples and families, a ship of medium or bigger size may be the best option. Although massive cruise ships may appear intimidating at first, they actually provide an excellent opportunity to blend in with the crowd and make new friends every evening. Visit group meetings. Work with a travel advisor or even ask a cruise line representative if that cruise line offers meetups for single cruisers. These get-togethers can be as casual as a standing time and place on the daily program or more formally organized by a designated host. Similarly, check reviews online to see if that cruise line is solo-friendly. Certain vessels even provide a solo cruiser lounge for their passengers. For solo travelers staying in a standard room, this lounge serves as a central gathering place. Studio or single cabins on select Norwegian ships have access to the studio complex and lounge, so check before booking. Correct boarding procedures. Choose a cruise line and ship based on the availability of shows that interest you. If such is the case, the relationship will be natural. Do you like to cook at home? Then, if you are interested in trying your hand at culinary art with like-minded travelers on a cruise, check out Oceania Cruises' Culinary Kitchen. Alternatively, if you are interested in dancing, and Cunard Line provides free dance lessons in its elegant ballroom. Silversea, a luxury cruise line, has male hosts on some of its sailings for evening dancing and to accompany guests on shore excursions. It is made for lone females of a specific age to feel more at ease during parties. Booking a themed cruise is another great way to meet people with similar interests. Planning a themed cruise. From Disney to Broadway, cruises offer themed itineraries for every imaginable interest. Immerse yourself in a sea of like-minded followers on a cruise honoring your favorite stars or hobbies. An icebreaker in the form of a cruise with a specific theme. You should also think about the various staterooms and cabins available on the ship. Beware the isolate charge. Here's why even the most luxurious ship's one-person accommodations charge only the standard single supplement. The term double occupancy refers to the fact that cruise fares are calculated with 2 passengers in mind. As a matter of fact, to make up for the expected lost revenue, cruise lines offer a surcharge to single passengers who book a cabin alone. That is the equivalent of the full fare for most solo cruisers, which we find ludicrous. Before reserving a cabin on a cruise, it is smart to do some research to make sure you're getting a good deal. Some of the single rooms have a separate lounge and social space, but they are more expensive. These additional costs might be waived by some cruise lines, particularly river cruises. Private rooms for one. Now, if you are traveling alone, you can save money by booking a private room. Cunard on Markeline, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean are just few of the cruise lines that offer singles-only staterooms. These rooms, which are often referred to as studios, are smaller than the standard on the modest side, but expensive for a single cruiser. Now, Virgin Voyages revolutionized the cruise booking industry by offering fares that automatically adjust based on the number of sailors to room. So if you are booking as a single passenger, your rate will drop from the double occupancy rate to the single passenger rate. Although this is not a $50 discount, it is less expensive than booking 2 single beds. Remember that there is often only a small number of single cabins available on any given trip, and that these cabins tend to sell out quickly. Plan ahead. Get here early to guarantee yourself a room with other lone travelers. In addition to saving money, booking ahead of time allows you more lodging options. Once booked, you have the largest selection of cabins at the best price. Cruise Planner also features promotions and specials on things like shore excursions, drinks, and other add-ons to your vacation package. We found that booking 6 to 12 months in advance was the norm, offers the best price, and if the cruise pricing drops after you have booked, the cruise company may issue a refund. Another money-saving suggestion from us: check for discounts and deals. Set up a Google alert or work with a vigilant travel advisor like myself to keep an eye out for specials and promotions that remove the need to pay the single supplement. Cruise Line Vantage Travel and Talk also offers land tours, and on most of their itineraries, they do not charge a single premium. The single supplement is typically either not charged by river cruise lines at all, or is drastically reduced by river cruise lines to 10% to 25% of the total cruise cost. It does not harm to ask, and you might get the single supplement waived if you just ask nicely. If you start looking for a one-way ticket early or wait until the last minute, you might be able to save money. Going it alone. The thought of eating an entire dinner alone is enough to send anyone into a panic, especially when there are 3 courses and the dining hall seats several hundred people. Do not worry, we have got a few tricks to assist you. Survive eating alone on a cruise ship. On the first day of your trip, be sure to schedule a meeting with the maitre d'. The crew member in charge of the main eating area can exert some control over the seating plan and the preferences of your guests. Make an early friend with this person. Although online seat requests before a flight can sometimes be accommodated, nothing beats a personal conversation with the maitre d'. If you have a designated dining area, the first day is a great time to look it out and ask to see your table. Would you like a cozy nook all to yourself, or would you rather gamble on sharing a table with other overnight guests? If, after the first 2 nights, you realize you do not love your sitting arrangement, just ask to be moved. If you find yourself seated at a table with people you would rather not be around, do not panic. It is never too late to say something. If you make friends on the trip and decide you would like to eat with them at the end of the voyage, no one will blame you if you ask to be withdrawn from the cruise. Whether you want to spend your time with loved ones over pancakes or specialty dining, it is ultimately your holiday. Nowadays, even the smallest cruise ship might contain dozens of eateries, and it would be hard to try them all in a week's time. As a lone cruiser, you may find this to your advantage. Make reservations at specialized restaurants if the thought of eating in the same setting every night is revolting. You will be able to enjoy a more refined lunch without having to compete with other couples for a table in the main dining area. Although most fine dining restaurants do charge an associated fee, some, like the teppanyaki on Norwegian Cruise Lines or the Petite Chef on Celebrity, also feature a show. Dinner theater and Cirque du Soleil performances are available on some MSC cruise ships. Everyone will be entertained and will not have time to think or feel restless thanks to these diversions. If you are dining alone, a great perk of specialty restaurants is the availability of bar and counter seating. If you choose to eat at the bar or counter, you can have direct contact with the kitchen and service staff, and being single will be less of an issue. A sushi restaurant could be one of these places to eat. A bar or pub on a cruise ship, typically featuring a busy counter and bar seating area. Like the complimentary local restaurant on many ships, casual pubs with bar seating are available on some cruise lines. Cruise liners operated by Norwegian. Quick-service casual restaurants, which are offered by many cruise lines, may be precisely what you need to satisfy your hunger on a few nights of your cruise. People who are constantly on the go and do not have time to sit down for lengthy meals will appreciate the convenience of eating at places like buffets, pizza parlors, and sandwich shops, as well as the occasional use of room service. When hunger strikes, call room service. Not that we would ever suggest lone cruisers hole up in cabin for each and every meal. Having a place to eat alone in your hotel is convenient for those times when the social atmosphere is subpar. The indulging convenience of room service is offered by practically every cruise line, with the exception of select river and expedition lines. If you want to order a burger and watch a movie in bed, you should be aware that some hotels charge extra for room service. You can order as much as you like from that menu because the average cost is only a few dollars. If you have the financial means, a balcony in your hotel room can be a wonderful location to enjoy breakfast or a glass of wine as the sun goes down before a night on the town. Remember that there are very few veranda-equipped single cabins, so you probably would not need to pay a single premium if you are traveling alone. You have probably given single cruising some thought if you have read thus far, but there are a few things to keep in mind. Internet 101 dictates that you should never reveal any personal information to a stranger, even if they seem friendly. Instead, use a first name or a handle only, and keep your stateroom number private when corresponding with other solo travelers on social media prior to your cruise. While tagging yourself on Instagram with the help of a feature like TikTok may seem like a great way to keep loved ones updated on your whereabouts in real time, it can also make you a target. Think twice about telling everyone where you are until you get back on the ship and dock at the next port. Use caution while aboard. Also, recognize your alcohol tolerance and do not exceed it. Doing so will prevent you from saying or doing something you will later come to regret. It is risky to become drunk without a reliable person to keep you safe. Be wary of what you order, and never take a drink from the bartender that you did not observe being prepared. If you are traveling solo on a cruise, you will need to have your wits about you at all times, but especially in the ports. But you should not let that stop you from networking. This may sound trite, but keep in mind the reason for your journey. The ability to create brand new, live a little, or a lot. You will not make any connections or find new acquaintances on your cruise if you do not push yourself a little. Attend the plays, dance classes, and other forms of onboard entertainment if they tickle your fancy. But keep in mind that if you do not take any risks, you will not reap any rewards. Both your mental attitude while sailing and the decision to sail alone will benefit from this reminder. Arriving at land. Getting out and about in each port and visiting the location is a big part of the fun of a cruise, so you will want to plan accordingly if you will be going at it alone. Though doable without a group, venturing out into the unknown without anyone you know can be nerve-wracking. If you are a lone cruiser, you can choose from a wide variety of shore excursions, tours, and other sightseeing opportunities thanks to the brochures provided by each cruise line. Participate in a cruise tour. You might expect to meet other passengers from your ship on a cruise line-sponsored shore excursion. Meet fellow vacationers when out snorkeling or taking a guided walk, or check through your message boards and social media to make new friends or to arrange a sightseeing trip at port. The added value of booking confirmed tours through the cruise line ensures that your ship will not abandon you at sea. It also guarantees that you will be spending the day with people from your cruise and with a reputable tour company. However, there is absolutely nothing wrong with going on a trip without a companion. Independent travel advice. Alone in port, but it does not hurt to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions. Get your bearings before you disembark. Do not forget to include the ship's pier. Take a snapshot of your daily schedule with all of your critical phone numbers and contacts written down, or bring a printed copy with you. Charge your phone ahead of time, and if at all feasible, pack a wireless charger. To stay safe and navigate your way about in an unfamiliar area, it is a good idea to familiarize yourself with your phone's data settings so that you may use GPS apps like Google Maps. Investigate ports and their importance. Do your research before of time, or consult with a quick excursion agent to learn more about the port you plan to visit. Since some ports are situated in outlying manufacturing districts, passengers are advised to arrange for transportation to the heart of town rather than make the journey on foot. Destination or port docks are another service that many cruise lines offer, and they could prove to be It is a good idea to tell a reliable person back home what you are up to and when you expect to return. Anticipate your return, or at least double-check that the front desk has your current contact details. Feeling uneasy about sightseeing on your own? Pay someone to drive you. Private tours from reputable companies are easy to find, but many cruise lines also provide this service through an agency they have pre-screened. However, hiring a car, especially for an entire day, is prohibitively expensive. Private excursions offer a level of indulgence that may sway some to choose them over public ones. Picture the relief of not being responsible for your own transportation. Now that you are fired up about booking your first ever solo cruise, why do not you watch some of our other travel videos? To make sure your first cruise is one you will not soon forget, our experts have compiled a list of must-knows to help you prepare for your vacation at sea.